Let's talk now about this with the former acting Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, Mark Morgan. He's also a visiting fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Mark, great to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
This, I think, maybe is going to be one of the first political crises of Joe Biden's administration. They don't want to admit that the surge on the southern border is a crisis, but it's a political crisis for them because they are taking fire from both sides, from Republicans and Democrats. It's untenable.
It is. And John, I'll tell you, look, it's both. It's both a crisis, substantively, and a political crisis. I could not believe when I heard the current secretary stand up, using the White House as a platform and just simply blatantly lied to the American people and said it's not a crisis. Look, I've been there, and I stood in his shoes at that same platform, and there's a tremendous responsibility there. And when he lied and intentionally misled the American people, he absolutely failed the American people. He betrayed that trust and that responsibility. Under anybody's definition, what we're seeing right now is a crisis. And one real quick definition. His former boss, DHS Secretary Jay Johnson, when he was the deputy, said 1,000 was a bad day. I was the chief of the Border Patrol under Jay Johnson. That is almost the only thing that I agreed with him. We're reaching now 4,000 daily apprehensions. It's a crisis, John.
Arrests and detentions at the U.S.-Mexico border rose almost 80,000 in January, and this is according to the Washington Post, which is more than double the amount recorded from this same time last year. With the Biden open border policies, this is not going to stop. They don't want this, right? You even heard Mayorkas say this, come, but don't come now. They're coming now, and they have to do something about it.
And just how absurd is that?
Right.
And that doesn't pass the straight-face test on America. You can't cause a crisis, right? And that's what they did. So they dismantled every effective tool, authority, and policy under the Trump administration. And then what? They didn't have anything that's replaced. The only strategy they have now is to ask the cartels and the smugglers, pretty please, don't continue your unlawful scheme of illegal immigration and continue to line your bank accounts. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's a joke that they're even saying that. But look, they created this crisis, and unfortunately, nothing makes sense. And John, real quick, here's the difference, though, is that they have reinstated catch and release, and they're opening up these facilities, the same that we used under Trump. But here's the difference. Their goal is to open up these facilities to release these individuals into the country as fast as possible and then prevent ICE from lawfully deporting them because they believe ultimately that's going to equate to a Democratic vote. Well, that's where we're at.
And that's what the Democrats are saying. The progressives are saying we've got to stop this madness, abolish ICE and let them all in because we're apprehending too many people that had not been tested for COVID, which is crazy. President Biden also yesterday talked about Mexican President Obrador and Mexico as our equal. Here he is.
In the Obama-Biden administration, we made a commitment that we look at Mexico as an equal, not as somebody who is south of our border. You are equal. And what you do in Mexico and how you succeed impacts dramatically on what the rest of the hemisphere will look like.
Yeah, but Mexico has been much tougher on a lot of these immigrants than the Biden administration has been and the Obama administration was.
That's right. So I agree with that substantively. But what we know to be true is they were acting like true partners. They were taking advantage of us in every imaginable way. Under the Trump administration, we got them to step up and actually act like true partners, especially on the immigration front. Unprecedented cooperation. Tens of thousands of personnel. They tightened up their interior security. They tightened up the border on their southern border as well. And we worked together to help stem the flow of illegal immigration. President Biden now has totally turned that upside down. If I'm the president of Mexico, I'm saying now, wait a minute, you want us to still do this, but you're causing the crisis.
Well, Mark, you and I both know that the president of Mexico has as much security, control over the security of the border as less than the cartels do. So if President Biden is saying they're equals, I guess he's maybe by default admitting that they don't have control of the southern borders, which are controlled by the drug cartels right now. Mark, we got to run. Great to talk to you as always. Look forward to our next conversation.
You bet. Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.